Hey folks, End All Be All here, and we are in the finals of the third week. And not gonna lie, this has actually turned out to be the best match for the season for me. It's been a blast. I mean, I enjoyed, you know, setting my defense. I enjoyed going against my opponent's defenses. It was just all around a great experience for me, and I'm looking forward to sharing this with you. So this is a pre-recorded match just because of the caliber of my opponent. I needed to make sure that I don't make any mistakes, and I give enough time to think about it. So that's the reason I decided to pre-record all my matches, all my offense, and then give commentary after the fact. And I'm glad I did that because you can you'll get to see the match when it happens. So I'm going to go ahead and give commentary now for the rest of the match, and then you guys can see how I did. So my opponent is I can't pronounce his name, but he's from an Asian guild, New Republic, and a really great lifetime banners. You can see over here, 722K almost lifetime banners. I'm about 760, so not far behind. And he's got three Galactic Legends, just like me, the same three Galactic Legends that I have. He's done pretty well before, reached Kyber 800 before. And you can check out the defense over here, 609. I'm at I think close to 800 or something like that, but 609 divided by 1827 is about 33-34%. That's his defensive ratio, which is pretty decent. And all around good player. The mods are simply amazing. I mean, I don't have a snapshot of the mods here, but he's got like I think 25 to 30, 25 plus mods. Compared to I've only got 10 or so. So really good mods, and he's got all the right speeds and the right characters. And really good roster. Only 6.5 compared to my 6.7, but you can see over here his characters all are modded pretty well. A 354 Darth Revan, which is faster than my 345. So really well tricked out teams. All right, so let's go in and take a look at the actual matchup itself. I'm going to talk a little bit about my defenses. So given that my opponent usually I've seen my particular opponent for this particular matchup, he's gone undefeated for the last 15 matches. So he's had an undefeated streak, 15 matches, and in this season alone, he was rank 30 at the time of that we got matched up and we started doing the battle. He was ranked 30 in Division 1, and he hadn't dropped well, obviously he hadn't lost a match in this season, but he's only dropped one battle in all of the 8 matches that we've had so far. He's only dropped one character battle and I think one ship battle that he lost against a negotiator. Those are the only two battles that he's dropped in all of the 8 matches that we've had so far. So extremely efficient player. Got an average of about 26.55 in all the matches so far, and is definitely going for top 50 because his rank is about 30. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup. So I had to be creative with my defenses, and what I decided to do was, go ahead with my tough defenses in the front, which is Darth Revan and CLS. And I've seen that he struggled a little bit on clones as well, or he tended to take high level characters for clones. So I decided to keep the clones over here on defense as well. And at the back, I have no GLs. I decided to keep all my GLs on offense because it just gives me more flexibility. And at the back, I kept Basti. I kept Gas this time. For the very first time, I'm keeping Gas on defense, and Jedi Knight Revan. That also I haven't really kept that on defense. So that's a first for me as well. And I've seen that my opponent, he uses a lot of off-meta counters to take out really tough teams. Like for example, for Grievous, I've seen that in the past. He's always taken in Daka and Night Sisters for the Grievous squad. So I decided to go in with Newt and Django in order to at least see if Django can get some lucky kills on Talzin or something like that and prevent the revives, or if Newt can go and increase the cooldowns on Daka, for example, prevent her from reviving, or in general just make the team slow with extortion. So that's the reason I decided to keep that particular team on defense. I kept my Cam, Basti, and old Ben as well. You notice I haven't kept Jedi Knight Luke on defense. Well, that's because my Shark T is at 347 speed and his Darth Revan is at 353 speed. So Darth Revan against Shark T, Jedi Knight Luke is going to be such an easy counter if Darth Revan outspeeds Shark T. So that's why I decided to keep my Shark T on offense. And over here, I kept the Treya squad. I kept Finn and kept Padme, and then I kept my Huck squad. All tough squads, require something decent to take out. And at the back for ships, I decided to keep my negotiator. I always keep negotiator on defense. No turning around from that. And I've kept um, Y-Wing and Rex. That's a lineup I usually like to go with. Causes a lot of problems. And then I went with Tarkin Empire Fleet with the Sith bomber, which applies days, so makes a lot of counters tough. And it tends to be a banner stealer, that particular squad, especially with the higher offense that Tarkin gives. So that's my defense. Let's go over to the attack phase, and I can show you, what my opponent has kept. Um, let's skip ahead a little bit. And I think, yes, now we enter the attack phase. Now, my opponent has already gone and scored about 26-30 against my defenses. Now, this is a guy who has never dropped a battle in the last, well, very rarely dropped a battle in the season. And so he scored 26-30. He did manage to full clear me, which I wasn't that surprised about given the caliber of player that we have here. But he managed to score only 26-30. He dropped one battle on my Rex squad, which was really good to see. I think he probably was trying to save all his best teams for the back, so tried to do away with the slightly weaker teams up front. He did get a 55 against my Darth Revan, so I'm sure he took one GL at least against the Darth Revan squad. And then one battle dropped against Rex, but that's the only battle dropped. Everything else, the rest of my squads, he one shot with no problem at all. Everything at the back, 54 to 52 banners. Over here also, everything with pretty high banners, pretty decent banners. And then on ships, he lost out a bit of banners on ships. I think he got only 55 on my negotiator and about 62 or 63 against my Tarkin. So probably took malevolence against negotiator. That against this particular lineup tends to give low banners. So that's what, even though he had one drop battle, he got about 26-30. So I had some room, but not too much. I have maybe enough to drop one battle as long as I'm efficient in all the other battles. That's what I have going for me. So I have a target that I need to reach. I have a score set 26-30, so I can play it slow and try to make sure that I maximize my banners as much as I can in order to get the victory. So that's going to be my goal. At the top, he's kept his BAM team. I haven't, at my level, I usually haven't seen people relicking up the BAM team, the scoundrels over there. He's kept his Grievous squad, he's kept his Rex, and he's kept his Geos. And so all tough teams, nothing that I can easily nest or trooper or anything like that, nothing that can be cheesed. And down south, he has kept his Jedi Knight Luke. Now, typically, I've seen him keep his Jedi Master Luke under Jedi Knight Luke. So this tells me that he's probably kept his Jedi Master Luke on offense because I've always seen him keep Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke, and I think either Hermit Yoda or some other squad like that, some other Jedi like that. So um, this tells me that he's definitely kept Jedi Master Luke on offense to take out one of my squads. He's kept his 353 speed Darth Revan over here with Malak and Basti, and then he's kept the Newt squad over here with Django and Nest. So let's go ahead and start the attack phase. I'm going to show you my pre-recorded battles. I decided to take my Kylo Ren against the Darth Revan squad. I wanted to use a GL over here anyway because I felt that I could afford Kylo Ren because uh, even if he had, so he's got three GLs: Rey, Kylo, and Jedi Master Luke. And or Grandmaster Luke rather. So I felt that Ray, a combo of Ray and Jedi Master Luke will be able to take out any of these three squads: Ray, Jedi Master Luke, and Kylo. So I shouldn't really have a problem. So I decided that the one GL that I can afford to use against Darth Revan is going to be my Supreme Leader Kylo. So I took that, and you can see over here it's a pretty predictable match. You get a pretty simple 55 banners. All you need to do is shock or stun Basti to start with, and then it's just a question of getting rid of the rest of the characters. So then I just get rid of Darth Revan and then take care of Darth Malak. So pretty straightforward 55 banners. Not really possible to recover all protection, but 55 is perfectly fine against a really well relict fast Darth Revan squad. And then against Jedi Knight Luke, I decided to use my Vader with Watt and Piet against it. This one is a good counter, especially if your Vader if you can get your Vader to outspeed your enemy, Jedi Master Luke or Jedi Knight Luke in this case. So in this case, my Vader was faster. So I give my weapon tech to the Vader, get into merciless targeting Luke so that I get a couple of dots on him, and then go around the board and apply dots and then ability block on Hoda. And it's great that with Vader lead, I'm also able to reduce their turn meter. One quick shot, ignoring defense, and Luke is taken out for 300 something banners. Now it's just a question of taking care of old Ben, and then that's it. We have a straightforward 54. So I need to make sure that I'm doing all my battles at this rate, 54, 55 banners, so that even if I drop a battle, I at least have that room comfortably placed. Now, BAM teams, I've started keeping BAM teams on offense because they're too easy to take out on defense, as you'll see. But on offense, BAM teams are great against teams like Separatist squads with Dooku, Nest, Newt, Gunray, which typically steal a lot of banners. BAM squads are great against it because debuffs really don't affect them as much. You've got stun, you've got shock, you've got the ability to prevent revives with Whistling Birds. Although in 3v3 you really can't do much damage with Whistling Birds, but there's tons of survivability on this team. You can see over here, Django almost took out my Quill, but you'll see that I'll end with almost full banners on everyone. I think, in fact, I do end with 54 banners over here on everyone because it's such a great survivable squad, and they recover so much protection by both health and protection by all three of the characters over here: Quill, IG-11, as well as Bando. All of them can contribute to recovering health and protection. Now I'm trying to take out Django Fett because I want to prevent the revive, but I wasn't able to take care of him. But you can see over here, I'm keeping the battle well under control with shock and healing immunity and all of that. Here, Django almost took out my Bando, but again, got the healing immunity out right in time, and got the damage immunity out right in time. And you can see over here, my team is very much back at full health and full protection. And here I'm trying to, yeah, I try to heal up as much as I can, and then with this one shot I take out Django and prevent the revive. And now the best thing is this team has also got tenacity down and shock, so it's very easy if you've got characters like Nest, very easy to control them and stun them. And this one was a very high tenacity Nest, I think 160% or something like that, but with tenacity down, no problem in controlling them, and end with an easy 54. 54 against a Newt Nest Django team is always a win. Now at the back, I see that my opponent has kept a GL at the back, and he has kept his Jedi Master Luke under Watt and Basti, and he's never done this in the past. The very first time that he's tried this out. So you can see over here that my opponent has very successfully outwitted me because the only thing that I have in my roster that can take out take out a Basti, Watt, and JML squad is going to be an SLKR. I don't have a Sith Eternal Emperor, so he made me waste my SLKR on the Vader team up front, just so that he ensures that I don't have it for the Basti squad. So really well done over there. I mean, I could have taken one of my other GLs against Darth Revan, but he's seen in my history that I've always taken SLKR against Darth Revan, which is why he deliberately kept this team at the back in order for me to struggle. So now I'm in a big bind because I don't have anything. I don't have C, I don't have SLKR, and I've kept my gas on defense. Typically, I usually always have gas on offense, and gas and 501st can take care of this team with all the buff building and offense building and all that. But I don't have gas, I don't have C, I don't have SLKR. So, and I can barely afford to drop a battle. So I have one free battle with me. So I'm thinking at this stage, yes, I'm going to drop one battle. I'm going to probably take my Ray or JML against it, try to get rid of the sides, and drop one battle against Basti, Jedi Master Luke, and then come back in and clean it up again with another squad. And I'll still be able to make it above 2630. So that's what I'm thinking right now at this stage. So the rest of the squads, he's got Treya, he's got sisters, very weak sisters, and then he's got the Hux team with the Red Trooper. So nothing too threatening. I can probably, they are all banner sucking teams definitely, and they require something heavy. I definitely can't nest them, but uh, but still manageable teams. So then I decided to go against his BAM team. So he's got BAM at the north, and this is what I mean why I stopped keeping BAM on defense is because whistling birds and threes they don't really do much damage, and Geos can very easily take out a BAM team for almost full protection. You can see over here, he's got relict scoundrels. My Geos, only my GBA and Spy is relict up, but the rest of the Geos are not. But even then, it's having, it's really not a big deal at all. My Spy was able to one-shot Bando right from the get-go, and I'm trying to recover as much health and protection as I can. I can't crit Quill while IG-11 is there, but even without that, you see Geos make very quick work of Quill. So Bando taken out, Quill taken out, and all of my Geos are at almost full health. And I don't have the best Geos in the world, but still, these guys are doing a very decent job of taking these guys out. And if you leave IG-11 till the end, it has the added benefit of allowing you to recover protection with all your Geos. So yeah, this is the reason I stopped keeping Bando team on defense in 3v3. Padme can take it out, JTR can take it out, and most cheaply Geos can take it out. So definitely, not a good option. So I lost a little bit of health over there, or protection over there on one of my characters, but that's fine. So now since I'm really running short on teams, I need to take in something cheap against Grievous, and I don't have my JKR because I kept it on defense. So I thought, I've had good success with sisters in the past. Let me take my Talzin lead against. Grievous. And I'm hoping for a one shot because it's important for me to get as many banners as I can. So I'm inflicted plague, trying to take down B2 as soon as I can, and applying stun wherever I can. And over here you see I try to spread plague a little more. Um, Unfortunately, over here, Talzin died because Grievous got to go, and I'm trying to see what to do. So um, I take out B2 over here, but what happened was B1 and B2 both died in quick succession, which was really bad luck for me. Which means that my Grievous got to go twice in a quick row, and then it took out my Talzin with two different hits. If Talzin had got even one turn, if there were not two bonus turns but just one bonus turn, then I would have revived them and it would have been a cleaner battle. But now I'm in a big bind because that one free battle that I had is gone now. I can't afford to drop any more battles. I have to one shot everything else. There's just no way that I can drop any other battle, and these are all tough teams left for me to take out. Plus, I have a Grievous to clean up as well, so it's a tough situation to be in. But what I decided to do was I take out the easy teams first. So this nicest team is relatively weaker. Only Asajj is relic up. So I take my Mon Mothma squad against it. It's a reasonably reliable team to end with 53, 54 banners. In fact, I should have probably taken Mon Mothma against Grievous. That would have probably been more survivable and a better way to do it. I don't have K2 or Cassian relic up, but I do have Kara relic up, and maybe I could have taken my Biggs or someone like that. Um, it would have still been the same result against Grievous. But anyway, spilt milk, no point, crying over that. I just have to look forward and try to make sure that I one-shot everything else with as much efficiency as I can. Otherwise, this is going to be a lost battle. So little bit of health lost on protection lost on Kara. I'm not able to recover it fully, so 53 banners over here. So apart from that one lost battle, I am doing decently well on banners, 54, 53, 54, or 55 banners so far on all the matches. Now, um, now there's no avoiding this. I need to take out the JML squad before I do anything else, because if I'm not able to take out the Basti JML squad, Watt squad in one shot, then I've lost the battle anyway, and there's nothing that I can do to recover. So it's a tough situation to be in. But I'm trying to think of what else can take out, because if I have only two GLs left. There's no non-GL that can take that out in one shot that I have, because since I've got gas on defense, and both GML does not have enough damage without gas, and Ray also is not able to get through the protection. In fact, I went on swgoh.gg and checked up the highest success that a Ray team has against that Basti JML squad is Ray, Finn, Poe, and they've got a 5% chance of success. Ray, Hero Finn, and Hero Poe. So, but I think that the more I think about it, the more I realize that maybe healing immunity is the key. So that's what I do. I take in Jedi Training Ray over here, and I take BB-8 for that extra buffs, which can give me extra damage. And I have a offense modded Ray. So my goal over here is to make sure that I obviously get rid of the sides first, both Watt as well as Basti, and then when only Luke is left, I need to make sure that I apply healing immunity on him, go into ultimate with Ray, and then do the illuminated destinies to give Ray buffs, and then try to get the bonus protection down. Because once the bonus protection is down and you get into regular protection for Jedi Master Luke, he's not going to get the bonus protection back up. So that's my goal with this. I'm hoping that I can keep the healing immunity on Jedi Master Luke long enough to basically get that bonus protection down. So that's what I'm trying to do with JTR. So Watt almost got taken out, but not enough, and he managed to put a tech on Basti. I don't know which tech that is. Maybe probably health tech. But I'm just trying to survive over here. Um, because of Basti over there, my Ray is ability blocked quite a lot of the time. So I'm trying to see if I can't take out Basti with another whirlwind or another ultimate, because this ability block is really hurting with me, because I'm not able to get lifeblood up, and it's eating into my health and protection. And Jedi Master Luke is targeting my Ray all the time, so it's not looking good at this stage. I'm almost at the 1.5 minute down, and I haven't made any progress at all. All these guys have healed up, plenty of buffs on them, and not a single dent on Jedi Master Luke. And my whirlwind is not doing anything at all. Obviously, it's not damaging much Watt and Basti, but even Jedi Master Luke is, there's too much. He's modded for health. He's recovering too much of protection on um, on his every time he takes a turn. So Illuminated Destiny, I applied healing immunity. I couldn't really time the Illuminated Destiny over here, but this ultimate takes out, at least thankfully, it takes out both Watt as well as Basti. And I'm somewhere around the halfway mark over here, and I'm trying to see if I can't, at least there's no ability block, so I can go and do Lifeblood. And I'm trying to see if I can't get rid of the extra bonus protection from Jedi Master Luke. So you have to time these three things perfectly in this particular counter. Now I've never used this particular counter before, but this is what you need to do. I've realized is you need to make sure that that when you go into ultimate, you have to time two things. You have to time three things. You have to go to ultimate, you have to apply healing immunity, and you have to get illuminated destiny. So that when you come out of like right over there, applied healing immunity, got into ultimate, and then applied illuminated destiny. And then when I did my ultimate with the offense modded Ray, you see over here the bonus protection is gone. So that timing worked out pretty perfectly. And now I'm just trying to, my Ray is at pretty low health, at yellow health now, and I've already exhausted damage immunity. But I'm trying to, try to keep at least some lifeblood on me because this guy is constantly targeting me and trying to take me down. Now, one more ultimate, and I should be able to take care of him because I've really gotten through the um, I've gotten through the bonus protection and even the regular protection now. And see, even the regular protection is not healing as long as the healing immunity is there. So that's the key with this counter, is you need to make sure that you are able to get through his bonus protection, and then the ultimate takes him out. So 52 banners, a really good outcome. I couldn't have been happier about it. I have never seen that particular comp being used before, so I had to sort of think on the fly to see how Ray would take it out. But going forward, if I don't have SLKR and I don't have gas, I'm definitely going to use Ray, BB8, and JTR to take out this particular cheese comp. I think if you time the three things right, it's pretty effective. And I think I ended with about 2 minutes, about a minute and a half left, so plenty of time. It's just a question of timing those three things properly. Okay, so now I go for Treya. At this point, I feel I do have enough for the others, but Treya is one of those tricky squads which, if you allow her to get too many turns, she'll end up costing you banners. She'll end up isolating, which is really very powerful in 3v3s. Isolate, and she'll probably also if you let Nihilus stay alive too long, he gets too tanky, and then he ends up annihilating someone, and it costs you banners. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to take out. I took out Nihilus first to prevent any turn meter gain that he might get if I debuff Treya or Scion, and then I take the whole team out for about 52 banners or so. This is the reason I've been keeping Treya on defense as well, because just like my opponent's Treya, my Treya is also G12, and you can't underestimate it. You think that you want to take a weaker team because you see all G12s over there, but you can't underestimate it. My Treya has got so many holes for me in the first 3 weeks. So now this is the next counter that I had to come up with. Now the Rex squad, right? The Rex, Barris, and Five squad. I usually take in Kylo Ren and Mars, First Order Executioner, and Watt, because you need Watt in there to give the taunting tech to Kylo to make sure that he's always taunting, so that Rex can't execute First Order Executioner. And also, there's a benefit of Watt giving the weapons tech to First Order Executioner, which is able to uh, make him ignore defense, which is how you get through fives really fast. But since I've already used up Watt down south with my Vader against JKL, I needed to be able to use something else against it. And I needed to use something which ensures that the taunt always remains on Kylo Ren. And the best way to do that is Moff Gideon. He's almost equivalent of a Watt in terms of ensuring that Kylo Ren has his taunt always on him. And this is what I mean with it. Because if you've got your Moff Gideon fast enough, mine is about 345, 350, I think, definitely faster than the Rex, then you go in first, apply it applies the undispellable that debuff on everyone, and that's not going to go away until Moff Gideon is alive, and then I can it's not going to be cleansed by Rex as well, and these guys are always going to be debuffed no matter what. And what that means is every time that I use I only use the first two, the basic and the first special with crew. Every time I use my basic with crew on a debuffed enemy, crew gains taunt, and he's not going to lose it. And every time that he uses his second special to stun, he again gains taunt as well. Never use a third special because you have a chance of losing taunt. So given the fact that your enemy is always going to be debuffed, I always use my special with my first basic with the crew in order to ensure that the taunt is always on, and First Order Executioner is protected from all the Rexalates which happen. You can see over here one Rexalate happened, but these guys are not able to do much damage against crew at all. Firstly, because crew is immune to health-based damage like Rexalate and all that, but secondly, and most importantly, Moff Gideon's presence over there means that these guys have got way less offense. I think 25% or 50% less offense. And they're doing barely any damage at all to these guys. Plus, these guys don't have any AoEs. So as long as crew is taunting and he's using his basics on the enemy, there's no danger of my team losing any banners at all. So Tenacity up, doesn't matter. These guys are still going to be debuffed. Rexecutes doesn't matter at all. Even the second or third Rexecute is doing very less damage on crew, and in fact is healing him up. So the other advantage of having Moff Gideon in there is he can apply armor shred. So you see over here, Fives has got a couple of armor shreds. So even though we don't have the weapon stack from Watt with which we can ignore, with Fox can ignore armor, we do have armor shred which does a reasonably good job in shredding through uh, crew's defenses. So 53 banners against that squad. I was pretty happy with that outcome, especially given the lack of Watt that I had. And then, the rest of the squads, I just overkill. Brood Alpha is really not much of a threat um, to Jedi Master Luke. So I just have to make sure that I kill everything with at least 53, 54 banners because I'm trying to go for efficiency. Given that I've already lost one match, one battle, I need to make sure that I end everything else decently well. So this patch is, really not a surprise. I probably didn't even need Barris in there. All you need is a couple of Jedi's to, go back and forth on their leadership special, and then without giving these guys much of a turn, I take them out and end with 54 banners. So overkill over there. And now it's just a question of cleaning up Grievous. So I taken I taken something. I don't want to risk losing another 10 battles, 10 banners. So I taken my boss Grief and Mando squad. Uh, you know, Mando's execute is a really clean way of cleaning up tough teams like Grievous and all that. So I'm just and since only Grievous is left, he's the only one that I need to attack against to get my contract. So I do all sorts of mass assists on Grievous in order to make sure that my contract is on him. So yep, with this mass assist, I think I already get the contract. And then Mando's turn, and without allowing Grievous to take a turn, I end with 34 banners, which is max, at least for the second attempt, which is fine against Grievous. And then over here on ships, I see that my opponent has kept the exact same fleets that I have, Negotiator and Tarkin. And my opponent usually never keeps Negotiator on defense. I think probably the last time I saw Negotiator was a month ago for him. He always keeps Radis and First Finalizer, and maybe sometimes he keeps the Malevolence, but never Negotiator. So this was a real big surprise to me. I knew that he would keep the Empire fleet on defense. So I saved my Malevolence. And Malevolence does a decent job against Empire, but I wasn't really confident about my Malevolence against this particular lineup. I've lost battles before with against Negotiator with this particular lineup. If RNG doesn't go your way, or if Spy does not target Anakin, things can go really bad. And I didn't want to waste my Houndstooth as well over here because then I wouldn't have anything left for a Radis cleanup. So I was in a bind over here. My opponent did get through my defenses, so he got through my own Negotiator with his own Malevolence probably, and then he got decent banners on my Empire as well. But I didn't want to use my Rebels on the Empire, and I wanted to use my Malevolence on the Empire, which leaves me in a bind. What the hell do I take against Negotiator? Because this is another place where my opponent could have easily got me and won easily because, if I drop a battle over here, it's game over, or even if I'm extremely inefficient in ships, it's game over. So I need to be extremely careful over here. So what I decided to do was against the Negotiator, I decided to go with a new comp that I've been working on for the last week or two. It's the Radis fleet against Negotiator, and I use this only against Negotiator with Y-Wing and Rex as the starting lineup. I've had lots of success with this. I've been, in fact, climbing with this particular fleet over the last week in my regular fleet arena against only the Rex and Y-Wing based fleets. This is something that I was, just chatting with the Gambit guys last week, and with some back and forth and input from Klesso, he actually helped me refine this fleet and got it to working where now I've got it to working to about 80 to 90% against the Rex lineup. So let me talk to you about exactly how this particular fleet works. So the main thing that you need to do over here is you need to have two ships which go really fast and get the enemy Jedi Knight Anakin into yellow or red, so that you force the negotiator to use the unending loyalty special buff and not the Master's Days buff in the beginning. So you need to force the negotiator to do that and not do the assist attack. And to do that, you have to get two ships which are faster than the negotiator and Anakin in order to land two big hits on Anakin and get him into yellow or red. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Poe's ship is one ship which can do that because it's extremely fast. And there are tons of other ships which are faster, which can give Anakin, which can follow Poe and then get Anakin into the red or yellow. I decided to go with the first order SF TIE fighter. You can also use Empire TIE. You can use first order tie, but I use special forces tie because it can on its special it can call an assist, so I can call Poe to do another damage, and the special also applies ability block, which is really useful to have on Anakin, so that he doesn't do that AOE to start with. So I really like First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter as the companion to Poe to start with. And then I bring in, and then the second part of this counter is you need to wait until the unending loyalty buff goes away from Anakin. And then you have to get in your Rey's Millennium Falcon and do an AoE at the right time and take care of Anakin's ship and get rid of him before he gets a chance to do any more damage. So even if there are two tanks, three tanks taunting, and you're not able to get to Annie's ship behind all those taunts, if you have a decent enough buffs on your race ship, scavenger race ship, the Rey's Millennium Falcon, you should be able to delete Anakin right away. So that's basically the essence of this particular lineup. Um, I so when I initially started doing it, I had about 50% success rate. My ships weren't really surviving, but Klesvo then gave me the idea of using Houndstooth to start with, and with that, my ships are surviving till I'm able to get enough damage done. So that's what I'm doing over here. So first I call the Rey's Millennium Falcon, then I call Resistance X-wing, and then I've got a couple of other ships as backup as well in order to take this out. So this has been working for me 80% of the time, and even the 20% of the time that it doesn't work, I am able to come to the ultimate at least and get rid of the enemy's capital ship. So I'm in almost all the cases I'm able to get rid of the negotiator, and in about 80% of the cases I actually managed to pull off the win as well. So that's the first step. You do two big hits on uh, let me see if I can pause the battle. Yep. So two big hits on Anakin to start with to get him into the red or yellow. Unfortunately, over here, the ability block did not get applied, which means that he is going to get to use his special, and he did get to use it, and he ended up luckily not causing any debuffs on Houndstooth. He didn't apply healing immunity or buff immunity, but that is one possibility that can happen if he uses his AOE. So first part of this thing counter is successful. I've forced the enemy to negotiator to do the unending loyalty buff. Next, I give this over to Houndstooth to get some tenacity up and give him some turn meter. Um, and then you can see over here, I get my taunt off, and with tenacity up, the debuffs are not landing, which is great. And I keep using the special every time I have foresight on to reduce the cooldown on the ultimate for Radis. And over here, another tank has come in, Clone Sarge at this time, and the two tanks taunting, which is not a big deal. I get in my Ray, and then over here you see I just do the special. The enemy Anakin ship still has the unending loyalty, so he's not going to die. So we wait. At this point, we wait, do the special, just to reduce the cooldown on the ultimate for Radis, and I keep just attacking the tanks, spreading some buffs around, making sure nobody gets below 100% health, because otherwise Annie will take a turn. And then over here, Houndstooth is helping my team survive. And here you can see over here the next turn I end up doing the cleanse, which is great because I've got some days on my characters. And now at this point you can see I had my AOE available, but Anakin is still under unending loyalty. So I avoid using my AOE at this time. I just do a simple basic on the enemy ship, and then I'm trying to get Anakin to take a turn. So he takes a turn, he does an AoE and lands a buff immunity and healing immunity. And over here, unfortunately, Plo has come in and done a healing as well. But this is the time that you need to use your AoE. When you know that the unending loyalty is gone, use your AoE from your Millennium Falcon, and it's got plenty of buffs, and it's going to do some good amount of damage. You can see over here the AoE almost took it out. In a good case scenario, the AoE would have taken out Anakin, and then the rest of the ships have got no damage at all because you're usually left with tanks and then Rex, and it's very easy to clean them up, especially once Radus gets the ultimate. But now I've got the complication of trying to clean up Anakin after after these guys die. So unfortunately, the ultimate came off, but we are still not out of the game. The best part about this counter is as long as you are able to take out Anakin, even with less ships, you should be able to pull the victory off. So you can see over here, I have uh, I have my three resistance ships, but no tank and nobody else on the field. So I call in my resistance fighter, get Anakin out of the way as soon as I can. Unfortunately, I lost my Rey's Millennium Falcon as well, but the battle is still not over. It may look bleak and hopeless. See, Poe is also almost gone, but I've got my ultimate now. And ideally, you'd like to have five ships at the time you have your ultimate, but these ships are nothing too bad to take out. If Houndstooth was there, it would have been a little bit of a problem. But now I'm just trying to do whatever I can to take out these ships, apply some days over there. Healing immunity and buff immunity is already on most of them. I'm trying to keep my Poe alive at all costs because it's a touch and go situation. But the battle is very much under control. My squads have got enough damage to take these guys out, and they've naturally got a lot of evasion and foresight as well. So cleanup wasn't a problem. I managed to pull it off. Very low banners, 55 banners. Usually, everything went wrong over here essentially, but I still managed to end up with 55 banners. If things go more well, then I see the squad doing about 62 banners, 63 banners against a Rex Wivings lineup. So that's the counter. I've spent a little bit extra time talking about it, but I think that it's going to be really important, especially if you're planning to keep your get ships on defense and your negotiator on defense, and you want a more reliable way, an off-meta way to take out a Rex Wiving combo. Then this is an option that you can use to do it. And I don't really use any meta ships to do it. I use a first order ship, I use Houndstooth, and I use my resistance squad. That's about it. There's no real, there's nothing that you're pulling away or stealing from other squads. So that's this particular counter. 55 banners, it's still a one shot, so I've not lost a lot of banners yet, so I'm still in the game, although I'm running pretty close in terms of efficiency. But I really did want to save my malevolence for Empire fleet because I've used my Radus against Empire and I've lost before. So I didn't want that to happen. And I don't trust my Empire against Radus as well. So I didn't trust my rebels against Radus as well. So I wanted to use my malevolence against that. So this one is a pretty straightforward battle. This particular ship, Tarkin's lineup doesn't really have a cleanse. As long as you spread the debuffs, it's pretty easy to take out the enemy ships. Once the buzz droids are on there. So this one is not much of a battle. It's a pretty easy pretty easy cleanup. And you can see over here, I get in my spy. I really didn't need all of those reinforcements, but I was just being paranoid because I just needed to one shot to win at this stage. So I get in my spy, and then the rest of them are taken care of. So 63 banners, that probably could have been 65 if I didn't have those other reinforcements, but 63 and 55 on fleet. So I'm still in the game, even though I lost a few banners on fleet. There's just one team left to take out, and I think I calculated I needed about 44 or 45 on this last team in order to win. So I took in my Jedi Knight Luke, and that one, even though my Shakti is faster, my Luke doesn't get a bonus turn because he gains 100% turn meter when they do that. And obviously with Hux in there gaining advantage, he didn't get that turn meter gain. So, but that's the best team that I have left, so I have no other option but to take this particular squad against it. So I'm just trying to take out these squads one by one. I get some. I try to take out red first so that he doesn't do an extra damage, and then just one shot Hux right away over there. So not the best banners over here, but all I needed to do was get above 45 banners and I won. So I got about 50 banners. I think I needed to get more than 42, I think, to win. So 50 banners there, and look at my score, 2638 to 2630. I managed to win by exactly 8 banners, which is the narrowest margin of victory that I've had in a very, very long time. So really good opponent, and really made me think. And definitely luck favored me in a few of those battles, but I had to think a lot on my feet to come up with some of these counters, which were really out of the box. I mean, I had 3 counters that I'd never really used before in GAC. There was the Ray counter against Jedi Master Luke. There was the Radus counter against Y-wing and Anakin and Negotiator, and then there was the First Order and Moff Gideon counter that I used against a Rex squad for the very first time. And all for decent banners. I mean, except for the Raditz fleet, which I ended up losing a couple of more ships than I would have liked. But everything else was pretty decent banners on these new counters that I ended up using. So these are the kind of battles that I really enjoy. When my opponent stretches me to think outside the box and get creative. That's when I think I really enjoy the battles the most. So really, love this particular match. All the best to my opponent. It's uh, he was going for a top 50 rank, and his you can see over here, so he was ranked 29 over here, but at the time that the attack phase was almost ending. So tough luck, but all the best in the future. It was a really good match. Enjoyed playing with you, and yeah, hope I get more opponents like this in the fourth week. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this match as much as I enjoyed playing it. I will catch you guys in a couple of days when we enter week 4, and hopefully we'll have a few more interesting matches, interesting counters for you then. Until then, happy gaming, and I will catch you guys later. Take care.